15 deadly poisonous foods to avoid. It's common knowledge that certain foods are healthier than others. However, did you realize that despite their seemingly innocuous or appetizing appearance, some foods can actually be poisonous? We'll look at 15 foods in this video that are high in chemicals, pesticides, or dangerous germs, and the reasons you ought to steer clear of them or use them sparingly. First on the list, green potatoes, either raw or after being exposed to light, and are now green in hue as a result of the development of chlorophyll. While chlorophyll in and of itself is safe, it can be a sign of the presence of solanine, a poisonous glycolalkaloid. If used in excess, solanine can induce symptoms such as headache, dizziness, nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, and dizziness. Potato skin, meat, and sprouts, especially those near the eyes, are typically high in solanine. To prevent toxicity from solanine, it is best to keep potatoes in a cool, dark area, and before consuming them, peel or trim any sprouts or green portions. Additionally, since bitter potatoes may indicate elevated solanine levels, you should avoid eating them. If you think that you or a different person may have consumed a green potato, you should get medical help very once, and if you can, bring a sample of the potato. Number 2. Nutmeg is a spice derived from the seeds of the Indonesian native nutmeg tree. Because of its warming and sweet flavor, nutmeg is used in a variety of foods and beverages, including sauces and eggnog tarts. But because nutmeg includes a chemical called myristicin, consuming huge amounts of it can potentially be harmful. A substance called myristicin can impact the neural system and result in hallucinations, nausea, symptoms including nausea, vertigo, erratic heartbeat, and others. Myristicin may also have dangerous side effects, including organ failure or even death when combined with other medications. Nutmeg poisoning can occur from as little as 2 teaspoons or 5 grams, though the exact dosage varies from person to person. It is safe to eat, and most recipes ask for much less than that. Nutmeg poisoning can be prevented by using no more than a teaspoon of nutmeg per person, as is customary. Nutmeg should also be kept out of children's and pets' reach, and if you or someone else has consumed a significant amount of nutmeg, get medical help right once. Although nutmeg poisoning is uncommon, it can be extremely harmful and uncomfortable. Consequently, you can reap the benefits of nutmeg without endangering others by using it moderately and sensibly. Number 3. Almonds that are bitter. Almonds that have been infused with the toxic chemical magdalene, which is lethal when eaten, are known as bitter almonds. In the body, the bitter almond's magdalene transforms into the lethal hydrochloric acid, HCN. This substance slows down the neurological system, which leads to severe breathing issues. If consumed uncooked, bitter almonds have the potential to be fatal due to their high cyanide content. Some case studies indicate that eating 6 to 10 raw butter almonds can seriously harm an adult, while consuming 50 or more can be fatal. Even fewer bitter almonds have the potential to kill a youngster. Cooking bitter almonds can lessen their toxicity since it lowers their cyanide and magdalene content. But it's unclear how much fried bitter almonds is safe to consume, and they change based on the kind and size of the nuts. Thus, it's advisable to either completely avoid bitter almonds or use them sparingly. Sweet almonds, the kind you usually find in stores, or almond-based items are not the same as bitter almonds. Sweet almonds are healthy to eat, packed with nutrients, and have a subtle nutty flavor. They don't have nearly enough of magdalene to create dangerously high levels of cyanide. Compared to sweet almonds, bitter almonds are often smaller, have sharp tips, and have a notably bitter flavor and aroma. Number 4. Kidney beans in red. Legumes, such as red kidney beans, can be toxic if consumed uncooked or improperly prepared. They are high in lectin, a protein that can result in food poisoning symptoms such as nausea, vomiting, and diarrhea. Either using a pressure cooker or cooking the beans for at least 10 minutes at 212 degrees Fahrenheit will eliminate the lectin. Slow cookers, on the other hand, are not advised since their temperatures do not get high enough to remove the poison. To prevent red kidney bean poisoning, always soak them for the entire night. Before consuming them, discard the soaking water and boil them completely. Additionally, you should stay away from any beans that taste bitter, since this may be a sign of high lectin content. If you think you or anybody else may have had undercooked or uncooked red kidney beans, you should get medical help right once, and if you can, bring a sample of the beans. Number 5. Alcohol. Although it is a chemical that many people frequently ingest, alcohol is not a food. The body, particularly the liver, which must digest and excrete alcohol from the blood, finds it harmful. Drinking too much alcohol can cause cirrhosis, fibrosis, and fatty liver. This may hinder the liver's capacity to perform essential processes and eliminate other chemicals. Avoid alcohol use as it can lead to dehydration, inflammation, weight gain, and harm to other organs and the brain. Number 6. Glucose-fortified corn syrup. High glycemic corn syrup. A sweetener called FTCS is added to a lot of processed goods. Items including soda, candies, ice cream, and baked goods. Numerous chronic illnesses, including diabetes, heart disease, obesity, and fatty liver, are associated with HFCS. The body is exposed to hitherto unheard of levels of fructose from HFCS, which the liver must process into glucose. As a result, the liver may get overworked and some fructose may be stored as fat, which can result in metabolic syndrome, insulin resistance, and inflammation. Mercury and glyphosate, two harmful metals and herbicides, are also found in HFCs. It may be detrimental to the gut microbiome and neurological system. Read the labels of the products you purchase to steer clear of HFCs and go for natural sweeteners like stevia, honey, or maple syrup. Number 7. Another sweetener that may be bad for your health is sugar. Sugar can cause an insulin rise in your blood sugar levels, which can result in cravings, hunger, and overindulgence in food. Additionally, sugar can fuel the yeast and harmful bacteria in your stomach, leading to dysbiosis, inflammation, and leaky gut syndrome. In addition to its potential to impact mood, memory, and cognition, sugar can also raise your chance of developing dementia, anxiety, and depression. Sugar is included in a wide variety of meals, including breads, sauces, dressings, cereals, and sweets, in addition to desserts. Reduce your intake of processed meals to help lower your blood sugar levels. Look out for healthful grains, fresh produce, and fruits. Number 8. Uncooked or underdone chicken and beef. Meat and poultry that are undercooked or raw may contain dangerous pathogens, such as Campylobacter and Salmonella, which can result in food poisoning symptoms include fever, vomiting, and diarrhea. Additionally, these bacteria have the ability to cross-contaminate and infect other foods and surfaces. To avoid contracting food sickness, cook poultry and meat at a safe internal temperature at all times. Checking with a food thermometer. Also, you can refrain from cleaning raw chicken and pork, since this may scatter bacteria across your kitchen and sink. For raw and cooked items, use different cutting boards and tools and wash them well in hot, soapy water. Store any leftovers in the refrigerator and eat them within 3 to 4 days. Number 9. Eggs. Eggs are a healthy food that are high in protein, good fats, and a variety of vitamins and minerals. Salmonella, a bacterium that can result in food poisoning and other difficulties, can also be found in eggs, particularly in young children, older adults, expectant mothers, and immune system compromised individuals. Salmonella may be present within the egg or on its shell, even if it appears unbroken and clean. In order to prevent salmonella, eat no eggs or foods containing eggs that are uncooked or undercooked, like eggs, homemade mayonnaise, salad dressing, or orquis. Utilize pasteurized eggs and incorporate items that have undergone bacterial treatment. Keep eggs refrigerated and dispose of any cracked or soiled ones. Number 10. Veggies and fruits. A healthy diet must include fruits and vegetables since they are a good source of fiber, antioxidants, and phytochemicals. That can offer defense against a range of illnesses. On the other hand, pesticide contamination can also affect fruits and vegetables, which are substances used to eradicate weeds, insects, and fungi that could harm crops. Pesticides can harm people's health in ways including upsetting the hormone balance, harming the nerve system, and raising the cancer risk. The dirty dozen are fruits and vegetables that have been exposed to higher concentrations of pesticide residues than others. These consist of potatoes, celery, tomatoes, strawberries, spinach, kale, nectarines, apples, grapes, peaches, cherries, and pears. Wash your fruits and veggies well to minimize pesticide exposure. When feasible, choose produce that is cultivated locally or organically and peel or discard the outer layers. Number 11. Raw milk and dairy-based goods. Milk that has not been pasteurized is known as raw milk. It involves heating milk to destroy dangerous bacteria like Listeria, Salmonella, and E. coli. Raw milk and goods manufactured from it, such butter, cheese, and yogurt, can harbor these microorganisms and result in food poisoning, particularly in those with compromised immune systems such as expectant mothers, young children, the elderly, and those suffering from long-term illnesses. Additional pollutants like dirt, excrement, and antibiotics can also be present in raw milk. Should stay away from raw milk. Make sure the milk and dairy products you purchase are pasteurized by always reading the labels. Ask the producer or vendor for more details if you're not sure. Seafood ranks 12. Omega-3 fatty acids, iodine, and protein found in seafood are helpful for your heart, brain, and entire body. However, mercury contamination of seafood is also possible. A hazardous metal that can build up in the body and harm neurological development, particularly in developing fetuses, newborns, and kids. Higher up the food chain, fish like shark, swordfish, king mackerel, and tuna contain mercury. Select fish that is lower in mercury, such as salmon, sardines, anchovies, and herring, to reduce the amount of mercury in your diet. Additionally, you can change up the kinds of fish you eat and limit your intake of seafood to twice a week. Additionally, dangerous viruses, germs, and parasites can be found in seafood, such as food poisoning, liver damage and allergic reactions, and Vibrio hepatitis A and anisakis. To avoid contracting food sickness, seafood should always be cooked to a safe internal temperature. Checking with a food thermometer. Steer clear of undercooked or raw seafood, including sushi oysters and clams, unless they have previously been frozen and come from a reliable source. Number 13. Take us through more lush greens. Lettuce, together with other leafy greens including arugula, kale, and spinach, are abundant in minerals, vitamins, and antioxidants that are good for your health. But lettuce and other leafy greens can also harbor salmonella, E. coli, and Listeria infections. This may result in vomiting, diarrhea, fever, and food poisoning. These microorganisms may originate from human hands, dirt, water, or animals. They come into contact with the greens as they are being grown, harvested, processed, or handled. Thoroughly wash your lettuce and other leafy greens under running water to lower your risk of contracting food poisoning, and use a fresh cloth or paper towel to dry them. The outer leaves, which are more prone to be contaminated, can also be removed. Steer clear of bruised, wilted, or slimy lettuce and other leafy greens while purchasing or consuming them. Number 14. Sprouts. The immature branches of seeds that are growing water, including broccoli, radish, mung beans, and alfalfa, are called sprouts. Sprouts can enhance the taste and texture of salads, sandwiches, and stir-fries. They are crispy and nutrient-dense. Nevertheless, salmonella, listeria, and E. coli can potentially contaminate sprouts. This may result in vomiting, diarrhea, fever, and food poisoning. These microorganisms may be present in the water, seeds, or sprouting apparatus, and in the warm, muggy weather can grow quickly. To avoid contracting food sickness, be sure to fully cook your sprouts before consuming them, and do not consume sprouts that are lightly cooked or uncooked. Additionally, you can purchase sprouts that are refrigerated with a sell-by date and consume them right away. It might be best to completely avoid sprouts if you are elderly, pregnant, or suffering from a compromised immune system. Number 15. Fungi poisonous mushrooms are fungi that, when consumed by animals, can cause harm or death to humans. Among the signs of mushroom poisoning are stomach pain, vomiting, diarrhea, and nausea. Hallucinations, convulsions, perspiration, salivation, coma, and death. You should stay away from certain of these deadly mushrooms to avoid becoming poisoned by mushrooms. Always use caution when gathering and consuming wild mushrooms, and only eat those that you can be certain are edible. Additionally, white gills, a ring around the stem, a bulbous base, red color, or an unpleasant odor should all be avoided when eating mushrooms. It is best to leave a mushroom alone or get professional advice if you are unsure about it. These are a few items that may be harmful to your health, so you should either stay away from them or eat them sparingly. By being conscious of the possible risks associated with these foods and taking precautions to limit or avoid your exposure to them, you have the power to safeguard your loved ones and yourself against food poisoning and other health issues. Recall that not all food is equal and that some may be more dangerous than others. Make sensible food choices and consume them safely. Please like and subscribe to our channel if you thought the video was helpful. Await our upcoming video.